Tell me this, have you ever felt that magnetic pull? When you just speak your truth, not to convince, not to impress, but because it had to be said. That click in your chest, that fucking yes from your soul. That's not just a feeling, that's your medial, prefrontal cortex going, ding ding ding, this is me. That's the science of authenticity. That's your brain literally rewarding you for being real. And you've already done it. Many, many times. You do it when you say no and mean it. You do it when you laugh without checking if it's appropriate. You do it when you cry in front of someone and don't flinch. But here is the hypnotic truth bomb. You haven't been doing it enough. Not because you're broken, not because you're weak, because you've been conditioned. Now here's a weird question. Have you noticed? When you try to be something you're not, you get tired, exhausted, fucking drained. Why? Because lying to yourself, it activates different areas of the brain. The part of your brain that lights up when you're trying to juggle shit that doesn't align. It's your nervous system going, why are we pretending again? This is not us. So let's break the bullshit here. You are not born to perform. You are not wired to please. You are built to resonate, to radiate, to walk through the world so undeniably you that even the pavement recognizes your fucking footsteps. You've probably seen it, people responding to you differently when you're in your zone. When you're laughing without apology, dancing without rhythm, but with soul. That's because reality mirrors belief. You become magnetic not because you're faking it, but because you finally tuned in. And when you're tuned in, the ventral striatum lights up. That's your internal slot machine. Authenticity is dopamine. Faking is fatigue. So what happens when you stop lying? Let me reframe it. What happens when you let go of the fear of their misunderstanding and lean into the joy of self-expression? What happens when you stop negotiating your identity for fucking scraps of approval? What if right now you understood deeply, cellularly, soulfully that you're already enough? Not when they like you. Not when you achieve more. Now. You may think, but what if I get it wrong? What if they don't get me? Let me hypnotically embed this into you now. There's no failure, there's only feedback. And feedback, that's fuel for growth. That's your unconscious taking notes, rewriting neural code, upgrading your operating system to the latest, most powerful, most you as fuck version. When you live inauthentically, you create a feedback loop of tension, anxiety, cognitive dissonance. But when you choose you activate alignment. That's not a woo-woo word. That's neural coherence. Your heart, brain and gut syncing like a jazz trio on fire. Let's make it sciencey. Your medial prefrontal cortex handles your self-image. Your brain flags inner conflict. Your striatum rewards congruence. Your brain overworks to maintain the mask. So every time you speak your truth, you're literally rewiring your brain for ease, power and pleasure. Isn't that fucking beautiful? They told you authenticity was risky. What if it's actually safer than the mask? What if not being yourself is what's truly dangerous? Think about it. How much joy have you missed trying to fit in? How many opportunities passed because you second-guessed instead of speaking up? How many people never saw your light because you kept it dimmed to avoid discomfort. That's not playing safe, that's playing small. And that shit ends now. You already do it, so what if you do it more? Remember when you helped a friend without filtering your words? When you sang off key in the car and felt fucking alive? When you told the truth, even though your voice shook? You were free, you were powerful, you were you. Now imagine doing that at scale in relationships, in career, in creativity, in your goddamn legacy. Because what's more attractive than someone who knows who they are and isn't asking the world for permission to be it? But isn't it strange how, when you realise the brain lights up when you're real and shuts down under deception, you start wondering if maybe you've been chasing the wrong validation from people who never even validated themselves, because they were just chasing approval from people who also forgot who they were. And suddenly you see the whole fucking system is broken and you are the goddamn reboot. You speak your truth and feel power surge. You love boldly, laugh freely and shine without shame. Every cell of your body remembers how natural it is to be real. Your mind craves authenticity like breath. Your nervous system relaxes when you're aligned. You're enough and always have been. People feel drawn to your energy because it's real. And what about the karma of not doing this? Let's not pretend suppression leads to frustration, fatigue, misalignment, depression, regret. Every time you bite your tongue instead of speaking up, the cost is your spirit. Every lie you tell yourself about who you should be buries the treasure of who you really are. So now the decision. You can keep running code that wasn't even written by you. Or you can reclaim your system and say it, I'm the author, I write the script, I own the fucking pen. You are charismatic because you're congruent. Confidence is your baseline. Joy is your natural state. Your authenticity isn't negotiable. It's foundational. Every breath you take is a reminder that you're allowed to be exactly who you are. You speak, you move, you choose, and people feel it. You forgive yourself because you are surviving. You love yourself because you remember the truth. You're not becoming, you're uncovering. And that is your power. Now let it fucking roar.